2025. We won 14 out of 17 Test matches going into that 2005 series. What's it going to take for England to go to Australia and win? We've all played in Australia and we all know how tough it is.
You see how
I left a divot in your field.
Yeah, it's really tough to go over to any country to win. And again, we've got 7 months of cricket to play before we get to Australia. So when people start talking about, I say, look, the exciting bit should be this summer. We don't know who's going to be our bowling attack. We don't know who's going to come in our batting attack, and it should be the county cricket providing the players. I'm not going to go off my long run about the scheduling, but we've got 7 months to find 15, 16 players that can challenge Australia.
Who's the key men for England going forward into Australia? Because it's different. You need different types of cricketers to go.
I think the big thing for me is pace wins your games, and if Wood can be fit. I know we've seen he's got a knee injury at the moment, which worries me because I've been there, done it, got a t-shirt. If we can get him fit, we spoke earlier about not letting him play this summer.
Yeah.
Let's get him fit for the Ashes because we're going to need him. We're going to need him to rough them up because no one else really bowls. Archer's come back, but I don't think he's quite at the pace he was. So Wood is essential to us. And
captains, I mean, we had Michael. Ben's he's forward thinking. He's like Michael. He's out the box thinking. Michael had a bowling attack. Does Ben need to build a bowling attack this summer to get himself a one for the winner?
You have to have the capability of taking 20 wickets. We look at our white ball. I know you're playing Test, but our white ball cricket, we didn't have any variety of attack. We had a very similar same old. We're changing the bowler, but it's still the same bowling action, still the same bowling variety. So we need a variety to get the 20 wickets that we need to win a Test match. So this summer we need to blood players that can take wickets and B, have a longevity that will put them in good stead when they get to Australia.
And overseas, playing overseas, more than anybody else. You play domestic cricket in Africa, and it's a different type of length. It's a different. What does England need to do to go to Australia and win?
Just be consistent. People, I find it amazing where people say, it's different lengths, it's different. It's not exactly. Cricket's a very simple game, and it's made complicated by the people that play it. You find the best length for a 22-yard piece of turf, and you hit that yardage as often as you possibly can to put the batter under pressure. And the people that can do that more consistently than most will get.
But you learn that in the warm-up games as well.
We don't play any.
No, well, so they're going to learn on their feet then.
Too busy on the golf course. No, the golf, I think the golf's the secondary thing, but I don't get me on my high horse about the golf thing. I think the golf's fine. There's nothing wrong with the golf. Correct. I would like them to play a little bit more cricket before they get going, but that's another thing. But, I mean, if England are to go and win, who do you think is the man that's going to come? So if Andrew Flintoff in 2005... Who's going to be 2025 for England to come back and win? Cook and Strauss were the ones in 2010-11 that went there.
Stokes is massive, isn't he?
Stokes as a talisman's massive. Joe Root in form. Harry Brooks in form. He got to put the pressure back onto Australia. You have to score the runs. Yeah. I know we're all bowlers up here, and we always big up that you need to take 20 wickets, but you can't take 20 wickets if you haven't got the runs to bowl at. So I think Ben Duckett's been in good form. I remember we went through 28 different people to try and partner Alistair Cook to find him an opener. Crawley, love him or hate him.
It probably suits him across there.
It's going to suit him.
Big tall guy on the top of the bounce.
Get through the bounce,
So we still need to get runs, and that's top order runs. Not waiting on the lower order to put the hard work in to get the runs. So top order, Ben Duckett's going to be.
I think he'll fly out there, mate. I think he'll do really well.
I hope so.
Because he likes space in the ball. And he uses his hands. He's got quick hands. I think he'll be fine up there. I think he'll do really well.
And just a word on Mark Wood. The news came out that he's going to be out for 4 months. So you're looking at the earliest it's going to be July, probably August when he's fit. That means the India series is finished.
Yeah.
You know more than anybody else, Simon, that do you then do what we did to you, which I think Michael Vaughan and Duncan Fletcher did, which was, right, when we got here, first test match against Australia, you were going to be as fit as you possibly could be, and you managed to get 4 test matches in a row out of it. Is that what we're doing? What's it like to have to keep going to the well and coming back when it's
hard? It's really hard. But you get used to it.
Because you're on your own.
That's the worst thing, though. You get used to it. You like being on your own.
Yeah.
So when he comes back in now, it's going to be a breath of fresh air being around the lads. So he's going to have a tough 4 months. 4 months. But look, he's got to look at the bigger picture and think, this is where I want to be. And that's the only thing that kept me going. I want to be back on that side. Like when I went to India with the academy and I joined you boys in the West Indies. That was the best day ever for me. I was back in the squad. So he's got to look and focus on things that he wants to achieve, and the Ashes is obviously going to be it. So 4 months of hard work, job done, get there and do your job.
But you say 4 months is not job done, though, is it? 4 months to get back to fitness, and then you've got to put some overs under your belt. I know.
But you trust the process.
You have to trust the process, but you still need that match fitness. You still need that confidence, because there's a difference between saying, right, there's nothing physically wrong with you, to then going out and putting the amount of stress and the strain that we put through our bodies when you go out and bowl and be confident enough that, you know what, when I let go of this, I'm not going to snap, I'm not going to re-injure myself, I'm not going to hurt myself.
But we don't
again.
know that, do we?
No, so that's what I'm saying. That's the 4 months to say, right, then you're good enough to go. And then you have to have that.
Because the frustrating thing for me as a bowler, right, was you two. You weren't massively in the gym.
No.
You just bowled.
I was never in the gym.
And
that's where you went wrong.
That's where you went wrong.
That's the thing.
You went to the gym. You lifted heavy things up.
You look like 100 metre sprinter.
Up, and then you put them back exactly where you found them.
That's the thing that really annoyed me.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, right, I'm working my socks off in the gym and with the S&Cs or wherever, and you two are just having a laugh, just running in a bowl, but then you last all year. And I'm like, how does this work?
We had big backsides.
Still do.
Yeah, we've got even bigger bellies and bigger backsides now. Now, just before we go, finally, last question each. Look back 20 years. Best memory of that 2005 Ashes?
20 years. Has to be Trent Bridge, for my batting. And I wasn't a batter. I had 2 shots. I had a 4 defensive and a leave. But to be able to score that 12 out there to go 2-1 up and ultimately make a difference in that series was most probably the fondest memory.
Yours?
I just think it was being in a dressing room at the Oval and sitting there looking at each other going, we've actually done it.
Yeah. 18
This
years
is what we
it.
said we were going to achieve like 4 or 5 years ago. We sat down and said, right, this is what we want to do. We've beaten the best team that's ever played the game, in my opinion. And we just sat there and you just felt this weight lift off your shoulders. I remember just sitting there going, oh my God, we've done it.
What's about to happen to us?
Yeah, we're going to get absolutely hammered.
We're still celebrating now. I was going to choose that, but so I'll think of something different. I think the last wicket at Edgbaston going off and having that feeling we had at the Oval, the feeling at Edgbaston when we finished in the dressing room. I remember Adam Gilchrist came in and 1 or 2 others came in. It was like, we can actually win this now, because I thought we could win it here. And then we got before the test match, and then we got our tails sort of well and truly put between our legs by Glenn McGrath. But then when we came off at Edgbaston, knowing that we got 20 wickets here and we won the game 20 wickets when they won the toss and batted for air ball first, I was like, right, we can win, we can really win. So that was for me my best memory. So, gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it. And before anybody asks, the time is 1 o'clock, so we haven't had a drink. This is how we are normally together.